The basic objective of Russian policy today is very much what was the basic objective of Soviet policy during the Cold War, which is to challenge and oppose the United States and the West. To the extent even that Russia has used Africa as a place to undermine the West, even on issues that should be of mutual interest, such as counterterrorism over the past 10 years. Now, during the Cold War and still today, Russia characterizes its policy as anti-colonialism. During the Cold War, it explicitly embraced anti-colonialist parties and movements. And today, it amplifies the message that it still continues to act as the anti-colonial power that's generating a lot of resonance. Nonetheless, Russia's own behavior in Africa is very colonialist. It is principally focused on getting resources out, such as precious minerals, gold, phosphates, and getting and undermining the West. Mm-hmm. So its rhetoric is very inconsistent with its actual behavior. Important difference here is the tools, some of which are the same, military cooperations, whether through private security companies or direct contracts, but also now we have misinformation campaigns that Russia is aggressively engaged in Africa.
We have also witnessed anti-West sentiments, in many cases in the Sahel region, anti-French sentiments, but at the same time you see the locals seemingly embracing Russia. Now, to begin with, what is driving these countries or these populations into the, what you could say, the open arms of Russia?
One is with security, which despite 2 decades of counterinsurgency, anti-jihadi efforts and struggles with direct or military support from the West, have often underdelivered. This is very much the case in West Africa, but it's also the case in a place like Somalia. And there is this popular sentiment across Africa that democracy, often very inadequate democracy, centering essentially on elections, has not brought economic development, economic inclusion, and social mobility for vast segments of people. And Russia is taking those frustrations and manipulating them, amplifying them through its propaganda, through its misinformation and disinformation campaign. So, it is often difficult to gauge how much there is an actual pro-Russian sentiment and how much that is manipulated by Russia, especially in authoritarian countries that are welcoming Russia as their often only ally, or China. But there is also a reality to the frustrations of local people overlapping with this seemingly new actor, Russia, and its proxies like the Wagner Group.
Now, there's some who may see Russia's growing influence in Africa as a kind of a geopolitical contest between the Kremlin and the White House. Is that all about it, or is Africa just becoming very attractive to all powers, East, West, North?
Importantly, of course, Africa is a significant source of important minerals, and it is also an expected significant place of important economic opportunities with growing consumer demand, as well as many challenges on the economic front, energy transition, obviously. So Russia's role in the economy in Africa is very weak. Its foreign direct investment is minimal. Its role is essentially focused on military. But for China and the United States, the economic domains are very important focus of the countries, of the two countries in Africa. And of course, there are other issues, democracy for the United States and the challenges that Africa has suffered in terms of coups, environment, climate change, wildlife trafficking, logging. All of those are important factors for U.S. policy in the region.